Your parents' estate right now, someone has probably told you just get a will or just set up a trust and never explained what that really means for you. In California, the difference between a will and a trust is not a small detail. It can decide whether your family settles this in a few months or spends a year or more sitting in court. Right now, you are the personal representative. That means the weight of this estate sits on your shoulders. You are grieving, you are tired, and you are being asked to make legal decisions you never trained for, while everyone around you is looking to you for answers. So let's slow down and let's make this simple, one piece at a time. A will is a piece of paper. It tells the court who should get what. But here is the part most families do not know. A will does not avoid court. A will has to go through probate. Probate is the court process that checks the will, confirms it's real, and gives someone legal permission to act. In California, that process often takes 9 months to a year and a half, sometimes longer, and it is not private. Probate is a public court record anyone can look up. A trust works differently. A trust is a legal container that already holds the assets, the house that counts the property, before your parent ever passed away. When they set it up, they moved ownership from their name into the trust's name. That one step changes everything. Because the trust already owns the assets, there is no need to ask a judge for permission to move them. The person named as trustee can simply step in and manage things right away. Here is a way to picture it. A will is like leaving a letter on the front desk of a hotel. The letter tells the manager who should get a room key, but the manager still has to read that letter, verify it, check it against hotel policy, and only then hand out the key. Until that happens, nobody gets in the room. That checking process, that waiting at the desk is probate. A trust is different. A trust is like handing your family the key directly before you ever needed anyone's permission. There is no front desk, there is no waiting. The door is already open to the people you trust. That is the real difference, not which one is better in some abstract way. The real difference is time, privacy, and control. A will means your family waits on the court. A trust means your family can move forward, often within weeks instead of months. Now, if your family is dealing with a house here in Orange County, this matters even more. Home values here are high. That means probate court fees, which are based on the value of the estate, can run into many thousands of dollars. Money that comes straight out of what your family inherits. A trust can often avoid that cost completely. There is another piece worth understanding, and we will keep it simple. When a home passes to you after a parent's passing, the value used for tax purposes usually resets to what the home is worth today, rather than what your parent originally paid for it decades ago. That single detail can save a family a significant amount when the home is eventually sold. It is one more reason why sitting down with a professional early before any decisions are made about the property matters so much. If you have siblings or other heirs involved, there is something we see often. Even the closest families can start to pull apart under the stress of an estate. One sibling wants to sell right away, another wants to hold on to the house for sentimental reasons. A third feels left out of decisions entirely. None of this makes anyone a bad person. It makes them human, grieving in their own way, at their own pace. A clear process and clear communication is usually what brings a family back to the same page more than any legal document ever could. Now let's talk about the other side. because a trust is not automatically perfect either, and you deserve the full picture. A trust only works if it was funded correctly. That means the house, the accounts, the property, all had to actually be moved into the trust name while your parent was alive. We see this often. A family finds a trust document, feels relief, and then discovers the house was never actually retitled into the trust. That house still has to go through probate, trust or no trust, because on paper it never left your parents' name. A trust also costs more to set up at the start than a simple will does, and a trust needs to be kept updated. If it was written 20 years ago, we hear families ask if a trust is somehow too good to be true, or if it is even a real legitimate tool and not something sold to worried seniors by a company with a slick website. A properly funded trust is a real, well-established legal tool used across California for decades. The concern is never whether trusts are legitimate. The concern is always whether this particular trust was set up correctly and whether it was ever finished. That is the detail work checking first before anything else. So the real question is not simply will versus trust. The real question is, what did your parents actually set up? And whether it was done correctly. That's where most families get stuck, not because the law is impossible, but because nobody sat down and explained to them in plain language. This is exactly where we come in. For 20 years, we have walked Orange County families through this exact moment. The moment right after loss, when you are holding paperwork, you do not understand, trying to do right by your parent and your siblings at the same time. We are not attorneys, and we do not pretend to be. What we do is help you to understand the probate and the trust process, connect you with a trusted probate attorneys, CPAs, and estate professionals, and guide you through what happens to the property itself, from clearing it out to repairs to selling it, if that's the right path for your family. We have sat at kitchen tables with adult children just like you, surrounded by boxes of their parents' belongings, unsure of where to even begin. We have watched families go from overwhelmed and afraid to calm and clear, finally understanding the steps that are in front of them. Transformation is possible for your family also. So before you make any decisions, talk to a licensed attorney or financial advisor. A qualified professional is the one who can look at your family's exact situation and tell you the most cost-effective way to settle the estate while staying fully compliant with the California law. And what we share here is so that you can sit down with professionals and understand the basics. You're not starting from zero, and you know which questions are most important for your family. If you have found this video informative and valuable, please subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell for more updates on estate sales, probate procedures, and real estate strategies in Orange County. Share this with anybody else going through this right now. Chances are someone in your life needs to hear this. And please share your experiences below or ask any questions, because whoever finds this video, I'm hoping will feel less alone at this time.